Hello, I'm Tesla. I'm a 26-year-old in Texas, and I am still going somewhat strong in my low spend essentials only month. I did have a few oops days, but I'm just trying to bounce back and finish out with this challenge with 11 days to go and $2,203 to budget. I'm thinking of doing a mid-month check-in where I go into all the details of my spending, but one thing as far as credit cards, you'll see here that I need to assign $118.80, which is a lot because I signed up for a 7-day free trial of a subscription and I did cancel on the 7th day, but they are still trying to charge me. And that's definitely a lot. So I'm going to email them because I got the cancellation confirmation and I think they'll be nice enough to reimburse me because I didn't find the most value of it compared to other competitors. So when I explain that and talk about the cancellation time frame, I'm not too worried, but just to be responsible, I should definitely cover that right now. And I have that category flagged as blue. It's kind of cut off here. I don't think you can see it, but I use all of my flags as temporary, and blue means follow up, which means I either need to communicate with someone about the transaction or I am waiting to get reimbursed. So I'll remove it once that's taken care of to remind myself. And you know what else? Okay, these 7-day trials, they got me this month, man. They got me. So I'll just skip around to here since this, once I assign this money, it'll inflow into my credit card anyway. Apparently, I got charged $53.99 for something called Light Tricks, or maybe that's Light Tricks. I actually thought this was a scam or that someone hacked into my card, but apparently I did sign up for this year-long subscription to an app called Facetune. So this just happened because I'm an idiot. So at work, I was taking headshots of people and they wanted me all to edit their photos, make them younger, teeth whiter, like blah, 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 stuff like that. And I thought, well, like, what if AI could do it for me? Because this is a lot of photos and I'm feeling really lazy and I'm also super busy with a bunch of other stuff. And I just didn't feel like doing it with Photoshop. So I Googled instant photo editor, Facetune popped up. I signed up for a 7-day free trial, familiar to the other thing. But I was doing this on my computer, and apparently Facetune is only for phones, not even the computer. So I ditched that idea, and then I realized, like, I don't really trust a machine to do my job anyway, so I just edited in Photoshop anyway. And I totally forgot that I had signed up on my work computer through my work email, and I didn't even use it, so it didn't cross my mind. But apparently the 7 days, they're up, and now I have an app that I will never use for $54. I don't take selfies. I think I have one photo of myself from all of 2022, and it's one photo. It's not even a selfie of me. It wasn't even my idea to take the picture. I just don't take photos in my personal life, period. So that's a complete waste of $54. That's what I get for trying to think about taking a shortcut, and I could have just put a note in my calendar to cancel, but I was hopping from so many things that day. Yeah, or at least I should have done it on my personal email instead of my work email, so that way I could have paid more attention to it instead of it getting buried under a bunch of work emails. But yeah, $54. Not a cheap mistake, but I do have to cover it. And I can try to ask for a refund, but this company, I doubt it. Hopefully the other company refunds me though, and if they do, I'll just take that as a good sign from the universe and I'll put it into like charity or something. But now my cards are back on track and ready to be paid. Investing is almost the usual. I decided to cut back in January from $660 a month into my Roth IRA to just $500 a month. I have an automatic transfer set up for the 1st and the 15th, and it was supposed to be $250 each, but apparently the 16th one was still $330. So not a big deal assigning $330. Did I not just assign $160 here? Or is the page not refreshing? I have adjusted my transfers in the future to both be $250, and it should be a correct $500 moving forward. For my active savings, I'm going to go ahead and cover my month ahead fund because I always zero this out. But for the rest of the savings, I'm going to cover my essential spending first and then pop the rest into savings. But now we can see that I have saved $527.07 in the first half of the month, so not too bad. Doing something slightly different with my expenses, I am letting a few categories roll over. So it's called zero-based budgeting, right? And if I'm budgeting per paycheck, I normally like my categories to completely zero out and start fresh from every single paycheck. But then I thought it doesn't make sense to remove a certain amount of money just to place that certain amount of money right back into the budget, because I didn't end up getting my car wash or my windshield wipers removed. I did clean out my car, the inside, but by the time I got done throwing away all the trash, moving things out of it, stuff like that, I was already kind of fatigued. And then I knew that if I went to the car wash place, I would have to vacuum out my whole car, which is a whole process because I am a pet owner. So I've been putting that off, but I think I will do it by the end of this month. And then I prepaid for my parking. Well, I didn't prepay, but I assigned $15 into my parking category, even though I'm not going to the event that requires the parking until the end of the month. So leaving that there, but I am surprised I only spent like $18 on gas in the first half of the month. I'm going to assign another 40. Bills are always covered up front, and I have not spent anything on consumables, durables, or maintenance, and I hope it stays that way. I am not assigning anything for that. I have hid my dining out and junk food categories, although I did slip up once. I'll talk about that in my mid-month wrap-up, but so far I've just been eating a frozen pizza about every other day. Every meal is a frozen meal just about, and it's been not easy, I will tell you. So I am addicted to Coca-Cola. My mom, when I was a kid, would drink 3 to 4 Coca-Colas a day, and I definitely adopted that habit. I only drink about 2 mini Coca-Colas a day, but like I just need my fix. And it took up my mind for like half an hour at work yesterday. All I could think was, I really want a Coke. And I was about to just get up, leave my work in the middle of my workday, in the middle of my task, just so I could go down to the gas station across the street and get a Coke. But then my coworker came through and she brought me one back on her way back from lunch. So that was so sweet of her, and she caused me from cracking, not only my budget, but mentally, because sometimes I just need it. But yeah, I've been struggling. I finished all the lemonade that I had left over from January, and now all I've got left is just a little bit left in my sweet tea jug. I meant to steal some Cokes from my mom when I saw her last weekend, but then I forgot. So I'm still trying to stay strong. I haven't bought any soft drinks in my grocery budget or anything other than water, and I'm gonna keep at that if I can. This zeroes out, but I actually do have 65.29 in this category already because I pre-budgeted for my every plate box that won't arrive in March, but I anticipate getting charged in February. It's a more expensive box because since I'm not eating out, I decided to indulge in steak frites, and that's not only my favorite meal by every plate, it's also my favorite meal in real life. Not to be like a Texas stereotype, but steak and potatoes and barbecue, anything with meat, like I love it and I crave it, so I'm excited for that. And then I also did a second upgraded meal with blackened chicken and bacon tortellini. So normally the boxes are only about $45. This one definitely more expensive, $65 for about 6 servings. If that's what it takes for me not to eat Taco Bell, then so be it. And then on top of that box, I'll assign another $150. So in my first February budget, I thought I would go all out in groceries. So I budgeted like $250, but I didn't even go past the $100 threshold. So $150 I think is still pretty generous. Oh, personal care. I hid my appearance category. I am rocking a mustache right now because I didn't budget for my monthly face refresh. My usual threader person, is probably wondering if I died. I didn't die, just my confidence did. I didn't need any toiletries this first half of the month, but I always put a little bit of a buffer just in case. I'm going to go on a little bit of a tangent about my health category. I am once again letting a $300 roll over. So I got estimates from all the therapists. I don't know if it was December or January, but now when I try to book an appointment, half the time when they answer, I just hang up on them. I don't know what that's about. The doctor I saw on my birthday, I was only there to get a referral to an ENT specialist because America's stupid. You have to see a regular doctor for no reason before you can see the person you actually need to see. And they gave me a referral for a psychiatrist because they think I need to be medicated. Which, no shit, Sherlock. I could have told you that. But they charged me over $100, I think nearly $120 just for giving me a referral. They didn't tell me it costs money to get a referral. I've already looked into psychiatrists and I saw that I was quoted like $400 for a 45-minute session just to be judged by some rich guy who probably wouldn't even get my medications right the first time. So, like, I was just going to go with therapy, and I feel bamboozled because I can Google my own person. You don't need to charge me an extra $120 just so you can recommend your rich friend and give them your business. So, like, I'm actually going to fight that. But I don't think it was fair for him. Like, I didn't ask for the referral. He's the one who started the conversation. He was the one asking me all the questions. He's the one who offered me a referral. I didn't ask for it. And if he said, I'm going to charge you extra for this referral, do you want it? I would have said no because I already have Google. So that's not fair. It's already stressful enough trying to just get regular therapy. And like, I just feel like my therapist is going to use my weaknesses against me. And I realize that's paranoia that needs to be fixed through therapy. But like every time I start looking at the numbers to call back, I'm worried I'm going to pick the wrong doctor. I'm going to waste our collective time. I'm going to waste my money. And it's like, it almost would be easier if someone else would just make the appointment for me. But I know my mom would call me a little bitch if I asked for any type of emotional support, and she would just tell me to handle my own shit. So I think I've realized that I've internalized a lot of stigma around mental health, and it is showing in my inability to have a normal conversation with a healthcare professional, because whenever I have called to try to book an appointment, I get defensive, or like halfway through the conversation, they're asking me too many questions, and then I'm just like, you know what? I don't need you. I don't need anyone. This was a mistake. Bye. And I know that the longer I put it off, the worse it's going to be. And I've had depression since I was like 13 and I'm 26. So I've already procrastinated 10 years. So yeah, hopefully I just spend this stupid money this month. Because every day I see it in my budget and it's like taunting me of like, why haven't you made your appointment yet? Why haven't you just done your payment yet? So it's just weird because like in these videos, nothing is ever just money, nothing is ever just numbers. It's like always something deeper. So I'll spend 300 on therapy, not spending a dime on anything else. I already paid my copays in January. But healthcare is gross, and I'm gonna move on. So if you look here, my lending category is actually negative 0.29 cents. So that means I have not lent anyone any money this month, and I had an inflow of a random assignment of 29 cents. So good on me. I said no this month. I am going to add another 25 to support. I wish I had added more, but subscriptions really got the best of me this month. So hopefully at least one of the companies refunds me, and if they do, I'll put that in the support category. I've hidden my fun monies and my chip category this month, so that way I don't get tempted thinking about how I want to spend on them. Miscellaneous, I have spent nothing on miscellaneous this month, and my hope is it stays the same way where I don't have any activity, but I just assign a small buffer of $50 in case there's a need that I forgot about. We've already talked through subscriptions, and then technology. I assigned this at the beginning of the month because I had a payment plan that I signed up for in January. I could have paid it all up front, but sometimes I just do interest-free payment plans, like just because. No real rhyme or reason, to be honest. So leaving that there, and I'm not going to add any more money to it. I do want to return the fancy mouse that I bought and exchange it for a slightly cheaper one, hopefully a more comfortable one. I'm on a quest to find the perfect mouse. I think I've bought like four mice. I don't know which is the plural and when you're talking about it in a technology way, but it turns out that like more expensive is not always better in tech. My mouse was like $100. I want to exchange it for like a $60 one, and then I may use that $40 difference to upgrade my speakers because they are terrible. But hopefully the exchange takes care of it, and I'm not assigning any more money here. That leaves me $336.92 to put back into savings. I am happy to say that my auto care fund is now back up to $1,000 as it was at the very beginning of January, and that's part of the reason why I wanted to do this no spend month, is to replenish that category. I'll go ahead and let myself get a month ahead in emergencies, $38.09. I should probably put more in medical care given everything else, but medical care can kiss my ass, so I don't want to. And I'm not that excited about Christmas at the moment. So I guess that leaves memberships and furniture. If I split 298 in half, that should be like 149. Yeah, that's pretty close. Okay, 149 for each of those, and then 83 cents. 83 cents can go into furniture because I want to buy most of my furniture secondhand, but Habitat for Humanity or Facebook Marketplace, like that doesn't do financing. You have to have the cash up front. So I've actually got to build up that cash before I can actually start to search for things. I think I will share with you a mid-month check-in just so you can see all of my oops days and you can see how I am tracking my no spend month in a separate Google sheet that I made. And then I think I've listed out a lot of things that I've resisted buying throughout the month, so that'll be interesting to reflect on. I also realized that I never posted my official rules for my no buy month, so I'll probably share that in that video as well and talk about why I really wanted to do this challenge in the first place. I'm not promising a timeline or anything though, because I've been feeling very drained, and I also never shared my personal goals with y'all. But my word of the year, or at least for this first quarter, is peace. I am trying to protect my peace, and that means going slow, doing stuff at my own pace, and I don't know, if you feel like you need to go slower, I encourage you to lean into that because it's the shortest month of the year, after all. How much harm can really be done in 28 days? So I hope your February is going well, and I hope it only continues to get better. And that is all from me. Bye.